What up, everybody? Amir here, owner of Rappin and Snackin, Collector's Corner, another episode. Let's get right into it. These are mainly pickups from Amoeba. And I'll touch up on the ones that aren't from Amoeba. I think there's one or two. Alright, so first, CD single from Amoeba. This is Scarface, one of the songs that you should all know from his catalog. It's very popular, featuring Tupac, Smile. Classic, great stuff right here. Also, shout out Johnny J. This one was $2.99. Picked it up at Amoeba. Just excellent song from a dope album, The Untouchable. Next CD single pickup from Amoeba is Guru, No Time to Play. $2.99. This is actually a J-card sleeve, so as you can tell, J-card case. It's different. These are more prominent in like the UK, European Union, places in Europe. Typically will use the J-card for CD singles, and typically the US will use their jewel case still. So just a heads up in case some people don't have these in their collection. J-card is slightly different, and when you pick one up, you can go and compare them. But yeah, quite different. Next up, we got another one with the Guru, but this is under Bald Head Slick and also with two mechs. So this is two separate songs. I Win, You Lose, which is the Slick side, and then Once Again, which is the mech side. I've never seen this nor heard it, so when I saw it I was interested, especially from N.W.A, Massive Records. I'm pretty sure I've not heard either of these songs. So when I saw it, I was intrigued, and it was $3.99, so I was like, let's pick it up. Next up, we got The Professionals, which is Madlib and Ono, their album of the same name, The Professionals. And yeah, man, I still haven't listened to this, just picked it up. So this is $14.99. I also got their album, which I wanted to wait for the CD as well before I picked it up, or before I listened to it. So now I have it, and once I finish whatever's in my current rotation, I'll pop this one in. Definitely excited for that one. Next, this is another album. So this dropped in 2019. I was waiting for the physical before I listened to it, and I finally picked it up from Amoeba for $14.99. And this is another thing I kind of want to touch up on, just because I remember this scenario. So typically for new releases, I'll always try and buy new copies. For example, in this instance, this is Rhapsody's Eve album, $14.98. Picked it up. Man, had to break it. Phone line keeps ringing. So back into the mix where I had left off. This is an album that dropped in 2019. I just picked it up in 2020 because physical just dropped in 2020. So I haven't listened to any of it. I'm pretty, like I've alluded in other videos and just flat out said that I try and wait for the physical before I go and listen to it. So in this instance, Rhapsody's Eve just dropped on physical like a month or so ago. And this is actually one thing that I actually want to point out because I remember this instance, and it happens quite often, where there will be a new release, which in this case was $14.98, and then there will be a used copy of the album, which is like, I don't know, a couple bucks less, right? So for brand new releases, even if there's a used copy that's a couple bucks cheaper, I'll always go and buy the new one because I think it's important that these artists on their new releases, they know how much is selling, as opposed to just going buying the used one, just save a couple bucks. That's just me. Obviously, there's things that have dropped like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm going to buy that used copy. At that point, I don't think it matters as much. So, and sometimes, you know, the artists aren't even receiving those sales at all or getting any of the profits. But in an instance of like a new album, I'll always try and buy a new copy, even if there's a used one for a couple bucks cheaper right next to it. So that was the instance with this Rhapsody's Eve, and a lot of things that I've seen too. But I'm excited to pop this one in because I've heard so many great things about it. Next, we got LL Cool J's 10 album. This is comes with a jewel cover. Boom. I haven't heard this one yet. I haven't heard all of his music. I've all heard, obviously, everything up until All World. I've heard Phenomenon. I've heard songs here and there as well, singles and other stuff, but I haven't heard all of his catalog yet. So finally, time to pop this one in. This was $3.99. Now this is actually, I had actually just gotten this the day it dropped. Like, so this is another instance where it came out in 2019, but the physical got the 2020 treatment, which is the Games Born to Rap. So I had just bought this the day it came out on physical. And this is such a long album that they had to split it into 2 discs. It's like, yeah, it's like 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes, and the typical CD holds about 80 minutes. So Born to Rap, boom. I've listened to it quite a few times, and I'm going to rank his CD catalog or his album catalog on Instagram in like my favorites and my least favorites. So I don't want to talk too much about this, but I will say that the production approach is very different than his previous albums. It's a little more mellow. It's not as aggressive and not as hard. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I'll let you know later on. But also, my good friend Soren Baker, who I do the Great Debater series with, he had shown me a bunch of snippets, because he was at the listening party for this album. He had shown me a bunch of snippets, and then I was like, a lot of those did not make it to this final product, which... yeah, I thought it was very interesting. So there's so many songs that are left on the cutting room floor, and so many of them sounded so good, so it's a shame that, you know, we'll probably never get to hear these songs as fans. Only certain people got to hear them or heard snippets of them. So that's always a shame, because you always wonder, like, when the greats or people that you like have songs that you know will never get the light of day, which may be some of their best material ever. We'll just never know. Alrighty. So... these are 2 pickups, same album, Eminem, Music to be Murdered by. A lot of people have been asking for a review from me for this album, and I haven't dropped one. I don't know about dropping reviews anymore. I might do it. I don't know, because Eminem's one of my favorites. But anyways, we'll see. This was the Amoeba copy I picked up. This is a standard pressing. This is $14.98 from Amoeba. This is just the standard Eminem with his hands behind his back. But when you see his back, it's got the axe or hatchet, and it's got the gun. So this is like the cover that is not explicit, if you will. It doesn't have the weaponry on it. So this is the standard pressing you can find in stores. This was the one that you had to buy from his website. So this actually has the weapons on the front of the cover. And this one, actually, it's going for a lot online. I'm surprised. I mean, last time I checked, I saw people trying to sell for over $100. I mean, whoever's paying that it's kind of crazy, because I'm sure a lot of people bought these when they dropped, so give it a couple months and the prices will reduce. At least that's what I think. But pick this one up from the Eminem website for also, like, whatever it was. I don't know, 15 bucks, 12 bucks, I don't recall. Now, another Amoeba pickup. This is $1.99. Fu-Schnickens Breakdown. If you haven't heard the Fu-Schnickens, go ahead and check them out, man. They're a 90s group. They dropped 2 albums. They had a greatest hits, and check them out if you haven't, man. Next, maxi single. This is 2 Live Crew, man. Pop that pussy. And this is just, their covers are always super dope, and they had some catchy songs, some dope songs as well. So 2 Live Crew. Also got this in Amoeba. This was $5.99, a little more pricey. Next, we got Cool C, Life in the Ghetto for $4.99. And this is one of those albums that I'm actually looking to find on CD. Found this at Amoeba. I don't see this too often. I've seen it a couple times. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and cop it. I really want that CD so I can give it an import in my iTunes. Next, Amoeba. Got some stickers, man. $3 for a dope little Wu-Tang sticker. I don't know what era... oh, I do know. 2008. So, it says it's from Wu-Tang Clan Productions Incorporated, so I would assume that this is an official logo sticker. Next, this was a dope sticker pack. This is Beastie Boys, and this, it says, sold gold hits on it. I'm guessing this came like as a promo for one of their CDs. I'm guessing solid gold hits. I don't know. I'm not sure if that is a CD by Beastie Boys or a compilation. You know, there's a lot for them because they're so popular. But this is 2005 from Capitol Records. Just a bunch of dope little stickers on there, man. This was $10, copped at Amoeba. Love finding stuff like that. Next, woo! Amazing, 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 amazing material from an amazing yet quite unknown rap album by N.W.A and the Mad Circle. And wow, this is their album, Ain't a Damn Thing Changed, or should I say a single from their album, Ain't a Damn Thing Changed, from 1991. As you can see here, maybe you can't see, but overseen by Ice Cube. Ice Cube had a hand in this project as well. This is the fantastic song Dress Code, and it also has the remix, which is not on the album itself. This was $4.99, and generic white sleeve it is, but classic it also is, and fantastic. Next, we get, this is one of the things that I was waiting for to find for a long time in person. I've seen it once in person, but at the time, I don't think it was actually a lot of money when I found it in person. It was actually like $100 at a swap meet. Anyways, I found this at Amoeba for $85. I think it was fairly priced. Southern Playlist to Cadillac Music, the fantastic debut album by, in my opinion, probably the greatest group or duo, whatever you want to call them, in hip-hop. And this is the promo copy. This is the original. This is not the reissue. It's not, you know, the orange vinyl or whatever. It's just a single vinyl pressing. And it doesn't even have the full album on it. It's the promo copy. So good, super clean, hence why I pitched the $85 for it at Amoeba. Not the cheapest price, but actually, I'd say it's kind of fair. Maybe a little on the steeper side, but I pay that all day, you know, because I don't have to deal with shipping, you know, finding it online or nothing like that. And it was super clean. This is an interesting one. So this is one that I've actually never seen in person. I wouldn't go ahead and say it's super rare, but I've never seen it in person. So this is N.W.A and the Posse's compilation album, or compilation. So this, so on the back here it says it dropped in on the back it says it dropped in '87, but I know the CDs dropped in like '89. At least I'm pretty sure they dropped in '89. So it's interesting if the vinyl just came first for this one. This is on Macola Records. And the reason I'm saying I've never seen this is because what I usually see is this. So they look very similar. The cover is basically like the same in terms of the image, but on this one it's got, you know, the all featuring list right here, whereas this one doesn't. And there's just other clearly very different things. Like this one doesn't say "and the Posse," as you can see right here. They're just different right there. And there's other things, and the backs are just way different, too. Boom. And boom. But anyways, I always found the single for N.W.A and the Posse everywhere. I always saw this everywhere, but I never saw the actual full-length compilation. So, I had the single for many years now. But the full compilation I just picked up from Amoeba for $35. Also, like, somewhat of a fair price. Not the best, but I'd say pretty fair. And just, it honestly looks pretty mint for a compilation that's over 30 years old. Next up, once again, one of the best, or actually in my opinion, the best album of 2019, and this would be a single or EP, because they market their stuff as EPs, but they're really, in my opinion, singles. We got Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Half Man, Half Cocaine. Also got a bonus beat, Zebras in the Mist, and the amazing, amazing collaborative effort with Pusha T and Killer Mike Palm Olive. And this is the actual, like, this is not the limited edition cover. The limited edition cover I'd went over in one of my other videos, which dropped before this one, or they took pre-orders for it and they shipped before. But this is just a standard one you can just find in stores. And it's a little upsetting. This is $13.98 for a new copy. So they are taxing these singles. But it is what it is. It's an amazing album. I don't care. Next up, we got Bandana Beats, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. I don't really care about instrumentals too much, but like I said, when something is so great, I gotta buy it on all formats, and all things that are related to it, or not all things. Like, I'm not going to buy every single different pressing, numbered pressing, but I'll go ahead and buy anything that's, like, pretty different. So here are the beats, slightly different cover, just fantastic album. It's amazing. So there we go. CDs, tapes, vinyl, stickers, promo items, whatever. Go ahead and let me know your favorite pickups here. Let me know, if I didn't explain something and you want to know more about it, go ahead and hit me up. I'll reply to you. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Rappin and Snackin. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate y'all. See you next time.